Out here in the forest, we get 1 bar of service, but we still have super fast internet. I can stream in 4K, download massive files, play games with 0 issues, and make video calls without any drops. It's all thanks to this Starlink dish. It uses satellites in low orbit, and of course, the magic of technology. And right now, Starlink just dropped their best deal ever, and trust me, you're not gonna wanna miss it. And no, this isn't sponsored. I'm just a fan of products that actually work, and I want you to enjoy them too. We've had Starlink on our Homestead for almost 4 years, and today I'm gonna share with you why now is the time to get it, how easy it is to set up, and why you'll never say, hey, can you get off the internet? Ever again. It's wild that we're coming to the end of 2025, which means we've had Starlink for almost 4 years. We've worked fully online for the past 5 years, and that first year sucked without Starlink. Seriously, we get 1 bar and you can barely make a call. Where we live has no fiber, no cable, so we had to go to the library almost every day to work. So we knew we had to make a change. But luckily, I'm a tech enthusiast and I knew about Starlink. We signed up very early on, and it took 9 months to get our dish, but when it came, I was so happy. You won't have that problem now. It literally comes in a few days, sometimes weeks. It is literally the easiest thing to set up. Trust me, we built our house from scratch. This is the easiest thing you can do. All you have to do is mount it on the ground or your roof and make sure there's a good view of the sky without trees, plug in power and the modem, and boom, you're cooking with microwaves. If you're curious if Starlink will even work for you, here's a quick tool. What you're gonna do is download the Starlink app and you're gonna click Start Setup, choose just a standard for now. We're gonna click Check for Obstructions. This way you can point your camera up at the sky and you can collect the information through the lens of your camera and see if you're in a decent enough spot. I'm close enough to this that it'll give me a good reading. Even if you have obstructions, that's totally fine. You can see here on my phone that we have a little bit in the corner. I've never ever noticed it, it's never dropped out. That means that she stays super fast. But how fast? Well, typically we get 200 megabytes a second. That's fast. 200 kilobytes a second? That's slow. Think of 200 megabytes a second like driving on a 6-lane highway with no cars around. Think of 200 kilobytes a second as you're stuck behind a tractor on a single-lane road. At 200 megabytes a second, you can stream Netflix at 4K while someone watches YouTube, while someone's playing games, and someone makes a video call, all at once without noticing. But don't forget upload. For instance, I uploaded this video in 15 minutes, where when I used to work off cellular data, it'd take a couple hours. But if you've been thinking about switching to Starlink, now is the time. They just released their best deal yet, and you can get it by using my link in the description below. It gives you $20 off per month, a free month, as well as a discounted router and dish, a fraction of what we paid when we first got Starlink. It's such a good deal that one of my best friends just switched to Starlink this week because of it. You're not gonna wanna miss it. I don't know how long this deal will last as of right now, but no matter what, you will get a free month off if you use my link in the description below. Don't miss it. And this is in Canadian, by the way. It'll be cheaper for my American friends. You may have heard that you can't actually connect to Starlink when there's rain or snow. That's not true at all. The Starlink is actually heated so it keeps snow off of it, and during a rainstorm, it still has no problem. There was only one night when we lost connection for a whole night, and that was because we got 4 feet of snow in a 12-hour period. 4 feet of snow is a lot of snow. It just couldn't keep up because the snow around it piled up, so it lost connection. Comment below and let me know if this video is helpful to you. Also, make sure to subscribe and let's get back to it. You may be wondering about maintenance. Do you have to ever do any maintenance to the dish or the router? No, it's a set it and forget it thing. The only time we've ever had to do anything was when I switched over to the Gen 3 dish and router. That was the only time I had to climb up on the roof and change it over. But as you saw at the beginning of the video, I like going up there sometimes. Here's some real world tests. First, how long does it take to load a show in 4K on Netflix? And clicked. Boom, 4K, 30 frames per second. That's really good. And how about a YouTube video? Immediately, absolutely immediately. And what about downloading large files like a video game? I just started it and it's at 42 megabytes per second. That's actually the highest speed it's got so far. And 100 gigs will be downloaded in 50 minutes roughly. That's really fast. But the question I get a ton of is how is it for video games? If you're not interested in this, skip to this time in the video. I play everything from first-person shooters to RPG, whatever. And obviously a first-person shooter on multiplayer is gonna be a lot more demanding for the internet. And as you can see, it has absolutely no issue. For you fans of, say, games like Counter-Strike, that latency really matters, which it really does in really competitive shooters, I can tell you from experience for the past 4 years of having Starlink that the highest latency I get is 60. Now 60 to people on fiber optic connections, that might be really high, but honestly 60 is very doable. My average, I'd say, is probably 40, and you never ever notice it. I gamed for 3 years off of my cellular data, and that had a latency of over 90, and you just get used to it. But like I said, Starlink doesn't have that latency problem. Its latency is fairly low considering it's going 300 kilometers up, 300 kilometers down to the ground station, then across the country to the game server and back. The round trip latency of 40 or 60, depending on what it is very good. And you may be wondering, how good is it when, say, someone's watching Netflix or YouTube? When I'm playing games late at night, most likely Logan is either searching the internet or watching Netflix in 4K, mind you, and I still don't even notice it. So if you're worried about Starlink for gaming, don't be. And what's great is it's not a one size fits all. You can choose what you want. There's standard, which is what we have up there. There's the Starlink Mini, and there's the Starlink Performance. Performance is like if you have a number of people, maybe a hotel would use a performance one. But the standard works great. You can also use it on roaming. We have friends who live in their van and they still use their Starlink while driving around all around the country. They just pay an extra fee to be able to roam. And the Mini you can throw in your backpack and take anywhere, go hiking, wherever you want. It's really cool that they have multiple options and it's not just this one. There are other satellite internet providers out there, but let me just explain why they're not even worth your time. First of all, the speeds with Starlink are fast, 200 to 400 megabytes per second. They don't advertise that, but I've gotten that before, and I know a lot of people who have Starlink that get 400 megabytes per second. The other thing is low latency. As I talked about with the video games, latency means that round trip connection going back, and it's very low compared to other providers. Also, unlimited data. There's no data cap, you're not paying for it. So let's look at, say, a competitor. There's HughesNet out there, which isn't very good. You have to pay quite a lot and you don't get very much. You get a quarter of the speeds, half the speeds, however you want to look at that. The latency is quite high and you have to pay for data. We're in 2025, entering 2026, and we're still paying per data. That's crazy. That is crazy to me. Anyways, it's not even worth looking at the other satellite internet providers because they don't even come close to what Starlink produces. Once again, this is not sponsored. I've just had Starlink for 4 years. I know how it works. I know how good it is. I have real world experience because I work from home 24/7. It has absolutely no issue doing everything I need to do simultaneously with my family. So don't even look at them. You're probably wondering at the beginning of the video why I brought this out and put it here. Well, this is actually the original bracket that comes on the Starlink, so you can basically lay it anywhere. It props it up. I was gonna take my Starlink down from the top just to show you a few things, but I figured it's easier if I don't. We ended up mounting it on the roof using a Starlink wall mount. It really works well for our spot. It still melts the snow perfectly and keeps it up away from the house and the roof line. You can find whatever type of mounting bracket you need. We got ours off the Starlink store. They have tons of options there. I know a guy just down the road who just puts it on his grass. It works great for him. He has a nice open spot. Hey, whatever you want to do. Make sure you don't miss out on this deal though. $20 off per month, plus a free month, plus huge discount on the dish and router. When we first paid for our Starlink dish and router, it was like $600 Canadian. That's because we were so early on in the process. It's so cheap now. You don't want to miss out on it. Make sure you use my link in the description below. It'll give you all of those options at your checkout. Also, if you like DIY stuff, if you want to see what we're doing here on our homestead, make sure you're subscribed because I'm always working on stuff, doing stuff myself, learning, and then I share it with you guys. That way you can see my mistakes and also my wins that you can take on forward to your experiences. Also, make sure you like this video. Liking it really helps me out, gets it out there to people who need to see it and may want to learn about Starlink. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.